Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the full patch notes for the June update that's arriving next week. So as per usual, the patch should be going live on Monday, but the events and all of the new stuff doesn't kick off until Wednesday. And there's a fair amount going on next month, man. I think it's going to be a really fun time. And there's a couple of stuff for sweaty endgame tryhards that I think is going to be really crazy. So next month, we got two new champions. We got Purgatory, a brand new mystic character. So Purgatory is a twisted demonic creature from an alternate timeline where Morningstar was finally able to defeat Guillotine and steal her sword back. With the blade finally back in her hands, the demonic presence within it overwhelmed Queen Hassan and convinced her to slay Guillotine. But doing so corrupted both her body and soul, transforming her into Purgatory and sending her on a bloodthirsty rampage unlike any seen in the Millennium. So basically, she's kind of a variant of like the Guillotine storyline. So yeah, it should be very interesting. I'm curious to see if she has like a super OP synergy with like Guillotine 2099, Guillotine, Morningstar, anything to make those characters really crazy. But also, kind of the big highlight of next month is we are getting the Overseer Maestro. So this is a younger version of Maestro from an alternate reality that is equal in every way, except he still maintains his sanity. The Overseer has just started his conquering career, and while he isn't villainous, he's not quite noble either. He uses Captain America's shield for defense and the Silver Surfer's board as a giant cleaver, but his most powerful weapon is a copy of the Infinity Gauntlet that holds the Cosmic Cube, which he uses to travel across the battle realm looking for conquest. So yeah, this guy looks potentially really good, man. You know, he's got Cap shield, Silver Surfer's board as literally a broken cleaver, and also the Infinity Gauntlet with a stone on. So yeah, hopefully he's going to be amazing, man. But because, you know, he's so powerful and he's got all this power, he's definitely going to be a Sentry level champion, man. But yeah, I'm very interested to see the power level of both of these new champions, because the last 2 months, man, like Jabari Panther, Silver Centurion, Mr. Negative Shang-Chi, all 4 of them have been absolute bangers in my opinion. Really good additions to the game. So yeah, hopefully we're getting a couple of more good champions there. And on top of that, the side event next month is essentially going to be an alternate version of Dimensional Rifts. And it looks like you get like randomized entries and also entries where you can gain a key of certain objectives that allow you to teleport to exactly the path and reward that you want to get. So yeah, these seem like a really solid upgrade, at least on paper to Dimensional Rifts, but it looks like they've kind of split the rewards up. There's various rewards and objectives. There's also going to be Cavalier Crystals next month. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff knocking about, but overall it looks like a decent side event. But what I've learned from side events is you can't really tell like how fun they are and how enjoyable the experience is until they're actually in the game. But when it comes to this one, at least on paper, the grind does look fairly minimal to get through, which is always a really good time. Now, the big thing coming next month, man, is the Grandmaster's Gauntlet. So for the sweatiest of sweaty tryhards, the Grandmaster's Gauntlet is a brand new quest with 20 fights you got to take on back to back, and there's going to be Nameless Thanos as the final boss in this one. So these fights are meant to test even the strongest of summoners, with plenty rank 3 6 stars at their disposal, and you need a diverse team capable of handling a wide variety of challenges and enemy abilities. So yeah, I'm interested for this. However, one thing that's made me a little bit skeptical is you got 1 month to do it, dude. So if the requirement is the, you know, 6-star rank 3 champions, the difficulty level is you know, I would assume more difficult than Abyss of Legends. I'm not too sure if that's going to prove true or not, but if it is at this like absolutely like mountain level difficulty, having a time limit of 1 month, I just don't see why this isn't permanent content. So yeah, I'm not excited to see that this is time limited, I must admit, but they do mention it is going to be back at some point in the future. But I feel like if they're going to go to the effort of making something like this, leave it in the game as a permanent feature would be really nice. Because yeah, there are going to be people that are like just out of range of doing it, depending on the difficulty, depending on what the challenge is. But day 1, man, we're going to be there, loads of units loaded up, ready to go in and wail out and just get absolutely wrecked. So I'm You know, very excited for this, but I don't like the fact that it's only available for 1 month there. But also on top of that, there's going to be the start of the Summer of Pain. So this is going to be running all throughout the summer, 10 weeks, 10 quests, and 10 out of 10 difficulty. So yeah, there's going to be like an ultra hard boss coming to the game every single week. I'm really looking forward to these, man. These seem like they're going to be really interesting, hopefully fun and very rewarding challenges as well, but each fight is only going to be available for 1 week, and they're going to start us off easy, but then I think from some of the fights after that, there's going to be like additional hard mode bonus objectives to use like meme champions, for example Kamala Khan, or like do something in the fight that makes it a lot more difficult. But yeah, I am really interested. But also they do tease that there is going to be a special finale at the end of the Summer of Pain. So the final fight will mix it up a little bit to keep you all on your toes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, man. I enjoy the big boss fights, the challenging content, and it seems like there's going to be a lot of that going around next month. So yeah, that should be really fun, and also maybe a little bit painful. Again, in the last couple of months, with all of this stuff combined, there's actually been a really decent chunk of endgame content with Karina Challenges 7.2, the Grandmaster's Gauntlet Summer of Pain. So yeah, it's a lot to chew on at the moment for the sweaty tryhards, so it's always really nice to see this. But also, there's going to be Alliance War attack tactics, so you got more choice in War. Alliance War attack and defense tactics being separated. So Alliance leadership per battle group will still choose defense tactics, but individual players can now select buffs for the attack phase when selecting their attack team. So attack tactics will be available in hard, challenger, and the expert maps, while defense tactics will remain in challenger and expert. So yeah, this seems pretty good on paper. Again, buffs up your team in Alliance War there. Again, I'm a filthy casual at the moment. I'm not currently playing Alliance War, but hopefully these buffs are going to make it a bit easier and also a bit less stressful for players playing Alliance War. So yeah, that's really good. And there's also Alliance Quest enlistment flow and user interface rework. So it says set it and forget it. So enlisting in Alliance Quest has never been more convenient. With this update, we are adding in a 24-hour setup period that will allow Alliance leadership to configure all 5 days of the event with maps and modifiers before they choose. So yeah, this is really good for the start of the week. It means, you know, they can make sure they've got everything in order for the week ahead, and somebody doesn't have to log in at the committed time and open up like the right maps and set the right buffs as well and modifiers. So yeah, these changes, man, just nice quality of life for Alliance leadership and management. There's also going to be store user interface improvements. So when you are selecting a class catalyst or fragments, you can see the amount you own, and also store items now indicate the amount of related currency you own as well. And also there's going to be 3 champion buffs if you did miss the news as well. So War Machine is getting a complete overhaul. He's got some really nice supporting abilities, and also there's 2 very interesting upgrades to Ultron and Ebony more. Out of the 3, I'm probably most excited for Ebony more, but I got excited like the last time Ebony more was getting buffed, dude, and he just turned out so bad. But yeah, hopefully this time Ebony more is going to be a little bit of a powerhouse, but we're going to do some videos revisiting all 3 of these champions on Monday. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. But also, just to show you a little bit more about the side event as well and kind of cover the post we've got here. So again, the way that this one works is there's like a new tier of Dimensional Rift that unlocks every single week. So week 1, you've got the main floor. Week 2, you've got the basement. Week 3, you got the catacombs, and then you've got the mausoleum as well. I probably butchered the name of a couple of those. So yeah, you gain like, I think, a certain amount of entries, and you have like a choice when you enter. You can either get randomly put on one of the paths here and chance it, or via doing the objectives, you have a key that you can access, which allows you to target a specific path. So the way that I understand this is the entry limit is 7 entries per week per difficulty, and I think this event actually goes on for a total of 5 weeks here. So yeah, we've actually got till the 7th of July this one's active, so you got like 35 entries total. And also on top of that, again, it's per difficulty, so I think this means you can do 35 legendary and 35 epic and 35 of the low ones if you want to, at least to the best of my understanding so far. Again, when this quest does drop, we are going to test it and let you guys know exactly how it functions there. but again, being dimensional rifts, you can only bring in 3 champions there, but also throughout this month as well, you can get a total of 4 keys that allow you to teleport to a specific reward. And I think the way you want to use these is wait until the final week, because I think that has the best stuff in comparison there, at least to the best of my understanding so far. But also there's going to be additional solo objectives and a special arena, and they're giving out Cavalier crystals as well. So yeah, you know, if you're not already Cavalier, man, very, very good time to push. We're seeing so many Cavalier shards and crystals and monthly event quests there, but I don't think, have we got the champion pool here for what's in these crystals? Yeah, I actually don't think there's any information as to what is actually inside these crystals, but hopefully there's more than a few bangers. So yeah, very curious to see like the amount of shards and crystals we're going to be able to access here. But yeah, overall this is like a little bit of a look at the rewards. So it's kind of mixed between the rewards for the rifts themselves, but there's also objectives for completing certain difficulty on the rifts, which give you additional stuff like 9,000 tier 2 alpha, tier 5 basic, 1,000 6-star shards. We've got a bit more tier 5 basic as well. Then there's also a little bit of T5CC as well. We got 5 2% crystals there. These rewards, I mean, they're like not that amazing for doing them, but on top of this stuff, like, should be quite nice. I think one slightly eyebrow raising thing in the epic difficulty, there is a 5-star awakening gem crystal as well. And again, it looks like you can do all of the difficulties, what is it, 7 times every single week. So yeah, the rewards I think should add up really, really nicely throughout the duration of this event. But also these are kind of the what is it, pulls and drop rates for every single rift, every single week. Again, there is so much information here, but if we go to like week 4 here, we got like 12,000 tier 5 basic, 9,000 tier 2 alpha, we've got 1 2% T5CC crystal, 1,000 6-star shards, 2 T4 basic, 1 T4 CC, 6-star signature stone crystal. They're like more shards in previous weeks, not really. Like week 3 has like 1,000 as well, so yeah, you need to get a little bit lucky, but I guess you do have what is it, a total of like 35 entries overall, so the stuff should stack up really, really nicely, I think, because also on like epic difficulty, there's additional 6-star shards, there's a jackpot in this one of like 500 6-star shards. They actually vary a fair bit week to week, so yeah, I think we're gonna have to look at the difficulties, look at the rates, and do a bit of a breakdown, because again, there's so much information to process here. But yeah, depending on what you need, it might be a good idea to have a little bit of a look through this and figure out exactly what you're after. But again, I guess you don't have like too much choice for the first few weeks. It really is like those couple of last weeks where you've got like everything unlocked, that you can really think about what you want to focus on. But again, you've got 4 keys which allow you to select a specific reward. So again, you could stock up on the 6-star crystal shards, you could go for a bit more T5CC, get loads of tier 5 basic, pretty much a fully formed there. So yeah, it's up to you based on what you're looking to get out of this event, guaranteed. But yeah, I would definitely save up the keys, but don't be tempted to use them too soon, I think, is kind of the main takeaway there. But overall, I think the rewards are going to add up quite nicely. And again, every rift you do as well gives you the Iron Tomb crystal shards, which allows you to work toward the Cavalier crystals, and they are the buffed up Cavalier crystals as well. So yeah, while there's not like a concentrated like massive reward in a single thing, I think everything should add up to like a pretty decent level with the June side event. But yeah, I think it's a little bit hard to tell, man, because everything is super scattered, and also there's a huge element of randomness as well. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about the June update in the comments section below, and if you did enjoy today's breakdown video, please do smash that like button, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you all very much for watching, take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.